At her birthday dinner, my girlfriend had just enough to drink to let the truth slip. With a clink of her glass, she stood up smiling and, loud enough for the whole table to hear, announced, "This is my boyfriend. He pays for everything, spoils me with gifts, follows me around like a little dog, and still thinks I actually love him." Some people laughed, too many did. Not everyone joined in, but enough. I got up, stunned. She looked me dead in the eyes, smirking, and said, "Don't be so dramatic. You'll be back, like always." I didn't say a word. I just grabbed my jacket and walked out. This morning, her mother came to my door, asking me to call Jennifer. I didn't let her in. People who know me would immediately recognize this story, so I may as well tell it myself. Some men find out about betrayal gradually. A strange message, the scent of a cologne or perfume that's not theirs, a subtle shift in the way things feel. Others never find out. Me? I got the full display version, like something straight out of a script. I'm 38. My name's Reed. I've been with Jennifer. She's 34 for 3 years. I'm a chef. I own a small but thriving restaurant. It's not flashy, but it's mine. After years of 16-hour days, burns up and down my arms, and investing everything I had into the place, it's finally paying off. We're booked solid on weekends and have regulars I know by name. I live simply. I come home smelling like garlic and charcoal, fall into bed, and sleep like I've been knocked out. That life worked for me. Jennifer's an architect. Sharp, elegant, magnetic. She walks into a room, and people look. One of those women who seem untouchable. I met her at a friend's wedding and could barely believe it when she gave me her number. After 3 dates, I was hooked. Within 3 months, she had a key to my place. But now I see it, she never fully moved in. Kept her own apartment, said it was her space to unwind and work late. I respected that. I even paid her rent without thinking twice. That's what love does to you. It makes you blind to what's obvious. Her birthday was last weekend. I spent weeks planning it. I booked the private room at Enzo's, her favorite place, not mine. I could have hosted at my restaurant, but she said that blurred the lines. I didn't argue. I got her the gold-dusted cake she adored, invited about 20 of her friends, spent close to $3,000. But when you care about someone, that's what you do, right? The night started well. Laughter, drinks, happy chatter. She was sipping Aperol spritzes all evening, not drunk, but definitely tipsy. I sat to her right. Around us were her sister, co-workers, yoga buddies, college friends. Everyone important to her. When the toast started, her best friend told some story from spring break. I followed with a simple few words, how lucky I felt to be with Jennifer, and how I looked forward to more birthdays with her. People raised glasses, smiled. Then Jennifer stood up. I thought she'd say thank you. Instead, she took the room's attention and said with a weird smile, "This is Reed. He pays for everything, buys me what I want, follows me like a dog, and still thinks I'm in love with him." She squeezed my shoulder, not gently, like she was staking a claim. Silence. Then some people laughed. Her friends mostly. Her sister looked like she wanted to disappear. I must have looked stunned, because Jennifer rolled her eyes and added, "Relax, it's a joke." But it wasn't funny. Not even close. I folded my napkin, stood up, and quietly said I was leaving. She looked annoyed. "Where are you going?" she asked. I didn't answer. Just walked out, heart racing, face hot. When she called after me, "You always come crawling back," it landed harder than anything else that night. I drove home in silence. No music, no calls, just thoughts echoing in my head. And somewhere deep down, I knew, I wasn't even surprised. Something inside me had always known this wasn't real love. I just didn't want to face it. When I got home, I poured a drink, sat outside in the dark, and thought back over the years. Everything felt like it had a new meaning now. Her remarks about my rough hands, how I always smelled like work, how she never seemed proud of me, never brought me around certain people. The jokes about upgrading. The late nights that didn't make sense. I wasn't naive. I knew she liked the lifestyle. I gave her comfort, status, security. I just hoped stupidly, that it might grow into something genuine. That maybe I'd be enough.
My phone didn't stop buzzing.
Angry texts first. I ruined her birthday. Then excuses. It was just a joke. Then the pleading started. I didn't block her. I wanted to keep a record, but I turned off notifications. Sunday morning, I knew what I had to do. I collected everything of hers from my place. Clothes, makeup, skincare, the expensive hair tools, even the exercise bike gathering dust. Took me hours. I left her house key on top and packed it all into my car. She had given me a key to her place a year ago. I still had it. So I let myself in, stacked the boxes neatly in her living room, and left a note. Consider this me not crawling back. Your rent's paid through the end of the month. After that, you're on your own. I placed the note on top with her key and walked out. Later, she found it. I know because she sent me a picture of the boxes with the caption, "Really? This is how you handle things?" Then the flood of texts and calls started again. I didn't answer. Instead, I contacted my lawyer, cut all financial ties formally, called the bank, removed her from the cards, changed every streaming service password. Sunday night was tough. I've always been the steady one, the person who takes care of things. Ending something, even a lie, felt like failing. But with every hour, it got a little easier. I heard her voice in my head again. You always come crawling back.
No.
Not this time. Monday, I went to work like usual. Threw myself into prep, double-checked inventory, tweaked the weekend menu. Told my sous chef, Marcus, what happened. He nodded once. She didn't deserve you, boss. That was all. No drama, no pity. Just truth. That's why I trust kitchen people. That night, she started posting online. Vague digs about me going through a midlife crisis, walking away from the best thing he ever had. Her friends piled on. I blocked them. I left her number unblocked, not to respond, but to keep a record. Tuesday came. Now she was using mutual friends to get to me. A guy I know, Chris, texted, "Jennifer's really broken up. Maybe just hear her out." I told him the full story. He never replied. Then came Wednesday. I was getting ready for work when someone knocked at the door. It was Susan, Jennifer's mom. She looked exhausted. She's always been kind to me, warm, supportive. Told me once my beef bourguignon was the best she'd ever had. Seeing her standing there like that, desperate, was hard. "Reed," she said, her voice shaky.
Please.
"Just call Jennifer. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. She's not doing well." I invited her in, made coffee, and calmly told her what really happened at the dinner. Her face changed immediately. Jennifer had told her I walked out for no reason, had been cold and distant for weeks. I wasn't surprised. Jennifer knew how to twist the story in her favor. I looked Susan in the eye and said, "I loved your daughter. Maybe I still do. But I won't stay with someone who humiliates me in front of a room full of people and expects me to beg for her forgiveness." Susan sat silently for a moment. Then she nodded. "I raised her better than this," she said softly. "I'm sorry, Reed." She hugged me at the door before leaving. Watching her drive away, I felt something shift inside me, lighter. Even if Jennifer never admits the truth, someone else now knows it. It's now Wednesday evening. Jennifer's still escalating. Her sister called my brother. And I just keep moving forward. Marcus got an email from her yoga instructor. And ever since I had that security camera installed after last year's break-in, it caught her driving by my house twice. I haven't responded to anyone. The quiet feels powerful. For the first time in ages, I feel rooted. I've been reflecting a lot about dignity, about self-respect, about how thin the line can be between being reliable and being taken advantage of. I blurred that line for far too long. No more. To anyone who's ever been where I was, giving endlessly, settling for scraps, mistaking pain for love, I hope you find the courage to leave. It's rough at first, but there's real calm on the other side. I promise. As for what's ahead, who knows? Maybe more of Jennifer's flying monkeys. Maybe just quiet. Either way, I'm not turning back.
Not now.
Not ever. 3 days later, not much has changed, except her tactics. Now she's trying guilt. Yesterday, a courier dropped off a handwritten letter. Who even sends those anymore? I read it. She says she's in therapy, blames her behavior on old wounds from childhood. That might all be true, but it's not my responsibility to mend. A lot of people have asked if I protected myself financially.
I did.
My lawyer sent her an official notice ending all support. The lease on her apartment? In her name. I was paying by choice, but no longer.
The car's mine.
She has her own. I've documented everything, in case she tries to claim some kind of legal entitlement. Her sister, Chloe, reached out recently. She apologized, admitted she'd been warning Jennifer for years about how badly she treated me. Good to know at least one person around her had a sense of right and wrong. And for those curious about revenge, my answer is simple. I'm living well. I'm back in the gym, reconnecting with old friends, and finally enrolled in that pastry course I kept putting off. Turns out you can do a lot with an extra $3,000 a month, the same money I used to spend on her. Now, 2 weeks in, things are finally calmer. I'm moving forward. One unexpected moment. Susan invited me to lunch last weekend. I wasn't sure, but I went.
She apologized again.
Then she told me something I hadn't known. Jennifer has a pattern. She's ended her last 3 relationships just like this. She finds successful men, bleeds them dry, and acts surprised when they leave. I love my daughter, Susan said, but she needs help I can't give. She's been urging Jennifer to go to therapy for years. That letter? Just another ploy. Ever since Susan intervened, Jennifer's gone quiet. Apparently, she's now telling people she had to leave me because I was emotionally distant and harmful to her mental health. Predictable. Let her say whatever she wants. I'm past caring. Someone online said I should have stood up and called her out at that dinner instead of walking away. Maybe. But for me, dignity looked like walking out without a scene. Refusing to engage. I left because that was the only choice that felt true.
Now?
I've been on 2 dates with someone from pastry class. We're taking our time. She listens when I talk, really listens. It might seem small, but after years of feeling invisible, it's everything. Best of all, I sleep better. No more eggshells. No more money stress. No more pretending to be someone else to keep someone happy. Some people have called me a king for how I handled this. I don't know. I'm just a guy who finally said enough and meant it. If that makes me royalty, then sure, I'll take the crown. And to everyone who stood by me, thank you. That support carried me further than you know.